What's going on, everyone? This is Elias with the No Sabo Podcast, and I'm here with my crew.
Hello.
Iberis. Hello.
And John.
Hello.
We need to come up with something catchy at the beginning.
That's about as catchy as I can. And then Iberis was over here whispering. She was like, Iberis, like, try not to
ASMR.
not to get found.
Come on, guys. Clip your nails.
Oh, maybe that's what we should do just one episode. Just
ASMR.
like do
Oh my
like
god.
cool little noises.
Eating chips.
I love chips, man.
Eating of the devil. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
That's
not the deja, man. Come on.
No, she's like, are you actually working?
Oh man.
Yeah. So what's up?
Sheesh.
We haven't had a podcast in 2 weeks.
Well, we haven't filmed.
We haven't filmed
but
the podcast.
we did.
Did we
upload
post one
one.
last week?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm behind, dude. This whole month.
The only thing we didn't post were reels on Twitter and Instagram because I couldn't figure out how to schedule them.
Yeah.
But I scheduled them all on YouTube.
I gotta do better at TikTok. I
You
don't think
haven't
I've
done
posted in like a week. I didn't know we posted last week's episode.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
week.
The clips are up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dang, there goes our 1,000 followers.
It's been a month, man.
What is it at right now, actually?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's close to 800,
Yeah.
maybe.
What's creeping up there?
Yeah.
So I still get notifications every once in a while about some of the past videos
Oh yeah,
that we do. So
yeah.
how's your vacation, man?
It was good. It was something different. You know, I went to the East Coast, and it's literally what I would see in this like the Sopranos and stuff like that.
Yeah?
It's pretty cool. I tried a cheesesteak, but they're not my favorite.
No?
Not really.
Like the sandwiches, the cheesesteak ones?
The hoagies though, I never had hoagie. Those were fire, dude.
Yeah.
What?
And
Wait,
then-
you've never taken them to
Oh,
Franklin's?
he did right
Yeah.
before we left.
Uh,
I don't know if we're supposed to say that.
That's so good.
Yeah. Well, I didn't taste
what do you
any
mean?
different.
You weren't supposed to say that, like, you didn't invite me? Kind of thing?
Oh no,
Huh?
you where was she?
I'm not sure.
No, it was on our filming day.
It wasn't on our filming, was it?
We went. Oh, it was on a
Was
Tuesday.
it?
We went on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
After the mastermind?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
makes sense.
So
Yeah.
why weren't you supposed to say it?
Oh,
I
because
know.
you're not supposed to eat bread.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, you not supposed to eat bread?
Well, I'm trying to lower my carbs. I'm trying to get my macros to where like my carbs are like 15% or less of my daily diet.
I fucked up. Like all I did was eat when I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. Vacation doesn't count.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the hoagies were amazing. Something like I love Subway, and that shit was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the cheesesteaks I could care less for. They weren't that. And I went like multiple places too.
How'd it compare to the one here?
Dude, I think it's like this one could hold up just because like over there they like I hate peppers.
Yeah.
So I mean like they were always weird when I would ask without peppers, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like it tasted nothing different to me.
Yeah.
The bread, maybe there's the only thing I could tell the difference. The bread was better, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, even the pizza, like High C's pizza is pretty good compared to.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe just because I'm used to the stuff here, and then when you go over there, you're like, oh, this is the hype about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
High C's got good pizza though.
Yeah, they do.
they do.
I love their pizza.
I stopped by there yesterday. It's still part of my vacation because technically, yeah,
So-
I love
High
High
C?
C. Yeah, yeah, because we flew into Jackson, and so like. My dad went to
Oh.
pick us up, and we're like, "Bro, I'm starving, but I ain't trying to pay Jackson prices."
Yeah.
Dude, gas is cheaper there, $2.99.
Really?
But
Yeah.
you flew into the airport?
Yeah,
It's nice, huh?
It's kind of ghetto, to be honest.
I like it.
Like the
What do you
inside is
mean?
cool because they greet you with mimosas, but I don't drink. But you have to get off the airplane through the outside. There's like no,
Yeah.
which is like, how does that work
I
in the winter?
mean, we have to board the outside and we
I mean,
deplane here on the outside. We, you know.
Not that often though.
Third world.
If you do Allegiant, then you do.
Oh yeah, Allegiant doesn't get a terminal.
First
Yeah.
world problems over here, man. He's like, yeah, they serve mimosas. It's so ghetto.
Well, it's because it's
You gotta
Jackson.
walk- you
like,
gotta walk
know,
outside.
Like you're expecting like. I mean, Jackson, you could tell people that are there that live from Jackson,
Yeah.
they're getting like if that plane, it was a massive plane, by the way. Like I was like, damn, to Jackson. But if there was like 50% first class, I bet you it would have been full
Yeah.
first class.
Yeah.
But only bougie ladies with their Louis V bags and you could tell like their Patagonia puffer jackets. I was like, damn, I'm out of place here. And so that was one of those planes that you're like, wow, this is what people come to see.
Yeah.
And then, because we were planning on staying there. But, dude, it's $80 per person for the taxi to take you from Jackson Hole to the airport.
Really?
And I was like, what the
Per
fuck?
person?
Per person, yeah. I'm like, I thought it was $80. I'm like, oh, cool. And he's like, oh. And then he's like, and any additional person, it's the same thing. I was like, bro, what? And most of these hotels have shuttles, but not till like 8 in the morning. And I was like, that's not going to work. Oh, and then we were on the way there from here. like at 2 a.m, and it was a blizzard. We had to turn around at that rest stop going to Swan Valley, like before you go down. Had to turn around, like yeah. So we flew out of Idaho Falls instead. But yeah, it was a brutal.
Dang.
But the East Coast is cool. People don't all have accents. I guess it's only like in Jersey, like some parts of Jersey or like Philly, like people have heavy accent.
Yeah.
And I was asking like our family members, like, do we have an accent? He's like, you sound like the people that are on the TV. Like
on the TV?
Yeah, like he's like people that go to school, and I'm like, thank you, I'll take it.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. I never.
That's funny.
I always thought like we maybe had an accent from being from the
West Side.
But I don't think we count as like the West Side.
I think we sound normal, right? Like sometimes I can tell when people have accents. I think we're all right.
No Mexicans though, by the way. Like if you guys want to go,
Pennsylvania,
almost I run into, but there's a fuck ton of Dominican Republics. Yeah,
Dang.
So many, bro.
Well, I mean, you're just gonna see a different type of Hispanic and Latinos on the East Coast versus the West Coast.
They're like, oh yeah, tú sabes, ya tú vienes. I'm like, what the fuck are you speaking? Yeah, I guess like a lot of these people come with visas and just overstay. And oh wait,
oh no,
yeah. But it was crazy. It was a culture shock because a lot of these people look black, and they're Dominican, and you hear them like there's like where we went to visit. There's like probably like 15 blocks that look like, I won't say ghetto, but it looks ghetto compared to the whole town. But it's all Dominican Republican. Dominican Republican.
Republicans.
Yeah.
So I gotta bring up politics again.
Sorry, man. It's because it's been. Oh, and the crazy thing is that I asked too. I guess like they're a swing state. Pennsylvania is. Yeah. So they're like in the major cities they're Democrat, but like the rest of the state will swing from president to president, which was cool. Yeah. Definitely way crazier. Like you guys been to the East Coast? No. There's no mountains.
I went to Baltimore.
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's little hills. It's weird. And then like the interstate system, the fastest you'll run is 65. But like every road, it'll go like from 35, and then now you're in like a 6-lane interstate going 55, and then it goes back into. It's so weird. There's There's lights at these interstates.
Yeah.
Like it's so, like the interstate system is crazy out there. Like it's like a traffic jam is like I don't know. It just moves so fast. And they finally got roundabouts. I didn't know that.
Over there.
And so people still don't know how to use them.
I mean, people don't know how to use them here.
Yeah, the people are dumb as shit with those. We got too many of those now.
Yeah.
I've been to Maryland just for like a couple days, I think, or a day, and then Chicago. But Chicago is an East Coast, right? That's like
Did you go to Chirac?
Middle East.
Yeah,
is that what Chicago is?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what ethnicity is, but like halal food. Have you guys ever heard of that? Dude, it's crazy, man. It's like I think it's like
Mediterranean.
Arabic.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that shit was so good.
Yeah. What is it like the
chicken? Like what I had was like the rice is like a long grain rice, but it tastes like after tastes like jasmine. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then it was like chicken, but it's like this like
shawarma.
Maybe
No?
I don't know.
Chicken shawarma.
I don't know what it was. I saw it on TikTok, and then I found the place that was like. I don't know. I found it popped up here, and when I was like, I need to visit this place, and I looked it over there, it was only 15 minutes away. Yeah. And so I went, and then I told the lady, I'm like, I need this, and she's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And then they give you like a skewer that's like lamb, and it's good, and the chicken and the rice. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, how are we doing on our yearly goals?
I fucked up this. I fucked up last week.
Oh man.
All the weight I lost from my tonsils probably got it back from that weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll start again tomorrow.
Hey, it's
not today. Tomorrow, we need to do
this. So we're taking today. Don't count.
No, today no.
So I'm still trying to take some of my supplements, and food wise, I do feel like I'm a lot more conscious of what I'm eating. You know, or I'm not trying to be like, oh no, I'm gonna cut all of this out because I know that I'll just fail at that. But I did start eating. Or I started trying some protein bars.
Yeah, I saw you post a story. Yeah.
And so now, when I'm like, I want something sweet.
I'm sorry, I
just brought one of those
edibles.
Oh.
I saw them. I was like, oh, cool.
No, it's a protein bar.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
That's a big edible.
Yeah.
No, so now it's like, oh, I want something sweet. So then I'll grab one of those protein bars, and it tastes really good, and it has like 20 grams of protein. So
it's not like those protein cookies that are dry as fuck. Like,
no.
Okay.
No. I need to bring some to you guys so you could try it.
I need to order some. They look really good.
Yeah, they're pretty bomb.
I was like, damn.
I've been having, before I fucked up my diet, I've been doing the protein shakes for the morning. And I think that like eases like my nausea.
Yeah.
I'm not pregnant, just fat.
We don't know that yet, John. You got to take the test.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going. The reading, we kind of fell off. We need to pick that back up.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to read.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys like love reading just so you have another like, oh, I read that? Or do you guys like to read so you can like learn from it? Like a life lesson, or I was into the Harry Potter books, and there's no life lessons in that shit. No. Besides,
but I think any type of reading that you do is still going to help you, you know, because you're expanding your vocabulary, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to read, just read.
Yeah.
Just get off a screen type of thing.
I haven't read Harry Potter, but I've watched some of the movies. Like, there's life lessons to be learned.
The books are way better, by the way.
Yeah. So I like to read just to listen and like, you know, but I don't read fiction. Most of the stuff's like self-help business stuff. So I always get something out of it. There's a few books I'll read like every year, like 4 or 5 that I read at least once a year just to like hear them again. But I don't read. I listen to them because I drive so much. Yeah. So
I'm very into podcasts. I don't know. Like I know it doesn't translate, but like, and it's probably scary because that's where I get my information from. But I just can't do the reading, man. I don't think the last time I probably picked up a book was like 8th grade.
What about like the audiobooks?
I don't know, man. Like,
because the podcasts, do you watch them or do you?
No, I listen to them. Yeah.
So maybe a book.
I like listening to like Patrick Bet-David, but like at the end of the day, like how much can you vet someone? You know?
Yeah.
So like it's hard, but I like to be. That's how. And I feel like in my industry, I have to keep up with like what's going on, like even like what's YouTube and stuff, because like that's where trends pop off. And that's where I can like, oh, this person's doing this. What I've been doing a lot is like, I'm into this like school thing that they do seminars every Thursday, and they're like 3 hours long, and like I'll be editing and listening and like or trying to replicate what they're doing while because it's a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's been helping me because they teach you everything from business, you know, like what to do, for example, if someone is like, oh, your prices are too high, and like how and it's all real estate oriented, and these are the guys that are filming for these big people on the East Coast, and so like I try to take from that, but like if I had a book, I probably wouldn't read it, to be honest, because I don't know, I think it's just more my generation type of thing. But I read my books to my kid. I don't know if that will help her, but and sometimes I feel like I used to be really good at. I loved popcorn reading when I was in school. It's like, oh fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm like skipping ahead and like he's gonna read this line, and then they're like, all right, John. I'm like, fuck, it's the wrong one. I loved reading when I was a kid, but man, now I feel like it's more of a struggle. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could physically pick up a book and smell it and flip through the pages.
I yawn right when I.
Oh no.
Like I'll start reading the first like sentence and then like automatically I just yawn.
What was your reading goal, or like was there a certain amount of books you wanted to read, or what was?
I just wanted to do like one a month.
Yeah,
but I haven't.
Hey, well, I mean, as long as you keep reading,
there's still time. It's only April.
I know.
It's only April.
Almost.
Yeah, just don't pick long books. Start small.
Green Eggs and Ham, the Bernstein Bears, or I think whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That's a good goal. That'll be next year's goal because I already have my goals filled up this year.
Yeah. I think I say this a lot, but if we're just building long-term habits, then, I mean, if we just kind of like you said, top of mind, eventually we just start slowly working towards that. And who knows, maybe you'll write a book one day.
I don't know about that.
My biggest goal has been like just keeping a podcast going every week. And I think we've kind of killed it since we started posting. So like that is... I feel like if I could just focus on one thing, because then when I stopped, like my little journal thing, I stopped and I picked it up again, and then I forgot it one day, and then it becomes a habit, and I forget it another day, and then I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Have you using your planner?
My planner, no, but I have it. I carry it around with me, and I'll write in it, every once in a while. My journaling has been good, and I've just started writing again, which is like been a really good like just release for me where I can just write. Sometimes I'm like, damn, this is gonna be a song one day, like but no, it's been that's been really cool for me to just kind of get back into it because I used to love writing, like whether it was sports or anything. I want to start just doing stuff that I love, like even golf season is here, so just waking up early before anybody gets there. It's cold right now, but just to walk, it's a part of my trying to get my steps in, every day, get my exercise going. But I don't know, I'm excited for the year. It's gonna be different for me, but I really want to just kind of focus on the things that make me feel just good, take care of myself, keep taking care of myself. Eating has been crazy. Like I didn't drink coffee for a week last week for no reason. I think I was just like, I'm just not gonna drink it, and that was I was so tired all week.
Really?
Yeah. And now I'm just like, I don't know if I want to drink anymore. I'm not drinking pop, which is good. Trying to really cut my carbs down, and I do really well most of the days, but some days I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna eat this. So but yeah, hopefully, by the end of the year I have it like fully under control. But biggest thing for me is I just bought me a Bowflex, like one of those Bowflex Revolutions. I had it delivered to my house yesterday.
Is that the thing you were struggling to get down?
Yeah, well the dudes that brought it were big, like they were big dudes, and I was
And
just
they
like,
wouldn't put it like,
and they just left it in the garage, so or like outside in my driveway. So I'm just like, damn, y'all could have probably brought this in for me.
Wave like $100 bill, and
Should have,
but you got the row machine too, no?
Yeah, I got a rowing machine. I got a Peloton. I got a stepper thing. But it's funny, I don't use them. I'd rather just
you have Stairmaster?
run outside. It's not a Stairmaster. It's like a elliptical / I think it's like a Bowflex thing too. But yeah, I just now that it's nice outside, it just feels like I took my boys to run a mile with me yesterday, and it was just like it's just nice because it was warm yesterday. So I think just the sunshine coming back, the days being longer, it's not dark at 5 anymore. So I'm just like, all right, I want to enjoy this. So it's cool. We'll see. I want to try to lose 25 pounds this year. So
side note, did you buy this Bowflex on an infomercial or? I remember seeing those fuckers everywhere.
Dude, when I was a teenager, my dad bought one off an infomercial.
Really?
And we would just work out in the garage together all the time. So now for me, it's like, it reminds me of my dad. So like I want a Bowflex to just work out, with. And that's one thing I told myself is like my sister, she was a little overweight, but she was always on like her exercise machines. So for me, I'm like, I'm just going to start using those because it reminds me of her. And yeah, just trying to kind of find all those little things to connect with my family, but also do stuff that's going to just hopefully be good for my health.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we got to get y'all. You got golf clubs already, right? Mm-hmm. We got to get John golf clubs. And then we got to go just golf, man.
I'm going to have to take a rain check on that, man.
Why?
I think that's kind of, I can be like, hey, let's go. Yeah,
we'll have to try. And then here's what
You've
we'll
never
do.
been though?
I've gone golfing so many times, but never to golf.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Let's make it a goal because like that'll be one of those sports that like so here's what sucks about golf, and it doesn't suck, but like at first you do it just for fun, right? And then eventually you're just like, it's kind of cool, a little bit of a challenge. And then once you start trying to just be better at it, it just gets frustrating because then like you care about it differently. But then it's always like it's this self-improvement. It's almost like life, right? You take a shot, you fuck up. It's just like fuck. But then you always got the next shot to.
I'm just having fun. I just go and have fun.
So many people invited me, like your cousin Ross. He's always like, bro, let's go. I'm like, bro, that's pass. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the nicest way, pass. Or like the guys the LOs where my wife's like, hey, let's just go golfing. I'm like, I'm gonna report your ass.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, I don't know. I've always gone golfing.
I think it also depends on like who you go with.
Yeah.
That makes it a good time.
Those guys I used to work for, they all loved going golfing, but to drink, and I would go to drink, but I never went. Like
You're like, I'll drive the cart.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know. Like golfing is like I think I will eventually. Like I'm not gonna say no, but I think you're right. Like, but I like I like shit, which is so different from everybody else.
Yeah.
Like the shit I like to do, none of my friends like to do.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be at home and just like fucking with my cameras, you know?
Yeah.
But like someone else, they're like, oh, that's like, this is my hobby.
Yeah.
And like if someone likes golf or like, I love fucking with this shit. I love looking up the newest specs for the newest camera. I like to update my camera, clean my cameras. Like I'm like, what would this do if I messed around with this? Or like, that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because like with something like you like golf, I'm like, well, you know, we can play with the cameras if you want.
But this is also your career. This is your job. You gotta have some other outlet, you know, that's just
I never thought about
to get
that.
your mind off of your day to day.
Well,
you know,
your wife asked me. I don't know if you remember. She's like, "What are your hobbies?" I'm like, "This my hobby turned into my career. Like, I can't. I obsessed over something so long that it worked. You know.
I guess Pokemon is his hobby.
Oh, Pokemon. I don't like Pokemon, but I like the fact that it makes you like it can make money. Oh, I bought so many Pokemon cards too.
Yeah,
that was one cool. I was like bigger city. Like I was like
maybe okay, then that's your little side hustle.
Yeah, so like, and I'm making like cards my side hustle because like. Yeah, it's like adrenaline. I think I like the adrenaline of being like same thing when I'm like my adrenaline right now is when someone calls me like, "Hey, are you available for that?" Like, that's my adrenaline, you know. And when I don't see my phone ringing, I stress. And like that's the fun part. And like I was telling Elias, I don't think it's been so long that I took a vacation that I don't think I enjoyed it because I was so worried about work. But like I left everything I think pretty close to ready when I left. And I was like, I edited probably for, I don't even know how many weeks, just every night trying to prepare. And then I was able to get most of the stuff. Like, I want to say 99% of the stuff. And then I was worrying about work the whole time. I'm like, fuck. Like, I felt like I need, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I know there's still a name for it, but.
I think for entrepreneurs, like for us, like, and I don't know if you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I remember when I was just an employee and I would take a vacation and it was just like I ain't got to worry about shit, right? And now as entrepreneurs, sometimes it's like we leave for a week and it's almost like we can either get busier or our mind is still thinking like, man, what I should be doing. You know,
I feel like it's more like you rush, you try to cram everything before, and when you come back, you're trying to like put every fire you can when you come back.
Yeah,
and I don't know, but it was
I think it's just hard. Like it's a double-edged sword as a entrepreneur because you can do so much to prepare to leave everything ready. But then if you don't do that, then while you're on vacation, you're constantly on the phone. So you're missing out on your family time. Yeah. So it's kind of like.
I missed out of a bunch of shoots. And I was telling my wife, I'm like, we could have made this much this week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's literally what I was telling her. I'm like, look. And she's like, well, if they can wait, they can wait. And I'm like, but I'm like,
yeah. But it's good that you went out. Like I feel like that's my goal this year is to take a vacation, and try not to just let loose. You know, to take the kids to a beach, or even though I'm not a beach guy, I'd rather go somewhere like with shade,
sand in the crack.
Yeah.
Man, do you guys like outdoors? Do you like outdoors or no?
Yeah, I like outdoors.
Yeah, I love it. I like being 3 days without showering.
I don't know about that.
I'm kidding.
I'm a glamper, man. I gotta have a shower.
I do I'm a glamper, but like when we have gone camping, my parents have a camper, but then we have like tents. So like sometimes if the weather's nice, we'll set up the tent, and then me, Michael, and the kids like will stay in the tent. Yeah. But if the weather, because it's Idaho, it's always unpredictable. If it's super windy or starts to rain, then we'll all go into the camper. But gotcha. But it's kind of nice being in the tent next to the little water creek. So at nighttime, you just hear the water. Yeah. And you like knock out.
And the bears.
I might trade my camper in this year for something smaller.
Really?
Yeah.
You do have a big ass camper for the type of truck you have.
34, and I thought it was, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but now it's just like, you know what? It's got to be smaller because
yeah.
I mean, or it pulls a bigger truck. Right. Just saying. Or a bigger truck.
No, I want to. Hope I can get it paid off this year, and then just honestly just ride it until it dies, man.
And then buy another truck.
I don't know,
bro. I'm telling you, the minute that you buy in a truck, your camper's gonna feel like a feather in the back. Yeah. And then you'll be like, you know what? I need a bigger camper. And you're gonna go fifth wheel. Next thing you know, you have a 56-foot camper
gosh.
with like 3 patios outside.
Unnecessary.
I want to get a Tesla truck, but I have to reach my goals, and so far, I'm behind. So,
Well, you know,
Tesla.
yeah.
I had to. I love Tesla.
Oh no.
is there bumper stickers for this?
Oh my god!
First
Yeah,
day.
get it, and I'll put that shit on there.
We
I
can-
love Tesla.
We can make a bumper sticker for it. So
Wait, another side note. So, do you guys get car sick? Is that a thing? Like,
Yeah.
You guys get car sick? Really?
Quincy does.
Really?
Yeah.
I was getting my wife sick because I'm like, you're faking that. There's no fucking way you can get car sick.
Like, I don't get car sick if I'm on the passenger, I'm fine. If I'm reading, like, let's say they'll be like, hey, can you like
That's my wife.
search something, da da da. Yeah, but now on our iPhones, I don't know if you know, but there's like this thing on the settings that is like a motion something.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's right here. So then it adds like little motion circles on it. So when you're reading, your eyes kind of yeah.
way. I'm gonna
I'll
tell
have
my
to I'll
wife.
have to send it to you.
I drove this whole trip everywhere, and I got everybody car sick.
It was your driving then or what?
Dude, I rented a minivan, kind of like Elias. Well, we rented one, and fuck that. Never ever will I own a minivan, bro.
Wow.
That thing,
Wait,
you
what?
sneeze and it fucking shit like move, like it was so
But
sensitive.
which one was it?
It was a Chrysler something. I don't know what it was.
See, we have a Chrysler Pacifica, I think.
And
don't
what
know.
was it newer?
Yeah, it was like brand new. It had like almost no miles, and bro, it sucked. You would like the gas, you step on it, it wouldn't go, and then you would step on it and go, and then so you'd have like, and then yeah, you would turn in the fucking thing like, and then people suck at driving, so like I mean, I have road rage a lot, so there was a couple times that I would whip that thing and I forget that the grandma was in the back, and yeah,
Wow.
but never would I own. And then when I grabbed in my truck yesterday, I was like, ah.
Yeah, you're like, this a man's car.
No, not that. I just couldn't drive. I would never own a minivan.
Oh my god.
Dude, I got solo minivans a few years back just because when the kids are little, you just
Yeah.
slide that door and it's so easy for them to hop in and out, and gas mileage. It's weird. I've straight up turned into an old
Couldn't
dad.
be me.
You're gonna have to let me whip your van to see if they're all the same.
Yeah.
You know which one does look nice though? The Kia Carnival. That one, they're starting to make it look more and more as an SUV.
Kia.
Then but it looks nice.
I want to see you in a Kia.
Yeah.
You guys ever see those commercials?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Well, that never got us to buy one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've always been into cars, but like Kias or like what's the other Japanese one or Korean one?
Nissan?
No, not Nissan. It's Kia and Hyundai.
Oh,
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Yeah, like those are terrible cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like Kia was an experiment in the States. So like they're terrible cars, but then they started making them like the Stinger became like a huge like hit.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so-
and the Telluride too, it like popped off.
So that they weren't meant to be a staple here in the States, but they were like, it was just like a test.
Are Kia and Hyundai the same?
I don't think
Are
they
they
are.
like the sisters companies or something?
I don't know now, but what I know, I don't know. Like, I don't think they are. But
Because
yeah,
you know, like Kia's got the Telluride, and then
they could be.
Hyundai's
Though.
got the is it the Santa Fe or something? Mm-hmm. And it looks like very similar.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. They could be. But yeah, that's why. Stay away from Kias and Hyundais.
Yeah.
They were like when I got my car back in 21. Well, that's when like there were hardly any cars, right? Because of the chips or whatever. And then everybody wanted those Tellurides. Like they were on back order for like, I think you had to wait like 18 months or something like that, right? And then afterwards, which I mean, I ended up going for one of those because I was like, nah, I don't want that, you know? I went with Nissan. And after I got mine, then they were recalling a bunch of those Tellurides.
Yeah.
Because like there was something going on with them. And then I think the Sorrento, which is like the one right under the Telluride, the smaller SUV.
Yeah.
That one too was having a ton of issues. And I'm like,
Well, they were selling, even like Chevy was selling trucks without sensors until they got them. Tesla,
That's
same
crazy.
thing. Like all these companies were selling the cars without like features until they got the parts in.
Yeah.
What's the perfect mom car?
I love my car, dude. My SUV.
What is it again?
It's a Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
I'd say minivan. I guess it depends on family size though. If you got like
average size,
three
kids,
plus,
3 kids.
But I mean, mine fits 8.
Damn.
So
damn,
mine's cute. I like it. I love it.
yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna.
And I don't look like a soccer mom. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, is that the mom coming? No, I said yes.
That is a badass van. Remember that video we shot with the
We did.
van?
I
Yeah,
remember.
we gotta find that back.
Oh
'cause-
my gosh.
Yeah. I never thought. I always thought I was gonna like we were gonna have like a Yukon Denali or so because you grow up seeing like everybody driving those and you're like that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna get. Now I was just like, check this out, you guys. Sliding doors.
That is true.
Yeah.
Unless you get a really expensive Denali.
Yeah.
My dream is a Cadillac, an Escalade. I told my wife, I'm like, next car we get is gonna be an Escalade.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't like minivans either. She's like,
Yeah.
no, we're not gonna get a minivan.
Yeah.
You still haven't met my wife to this day. We should make an episode of just me and my wife.
That'd be fun. I'd be curious how you are with your wife.
I just don't talk. She does all the talking.
Oh man. Yeah.
But I wear the shorts in the relationship.
That's right.
All right.
Half of the shorts.
I don't know if I believe it. But who wears the pants in your guys' relationship?
You buddies.
Let's talk about this.
Oh, you know what's funny? Actually, this just happened yesterday. We were eating and we started watching Home Improvement with the boys.
Yeah.
And they think it's hilarious, you know?
Yep.
And there's an episode, I think, where like Tim is saying how like, oh, the men do all these things and blah, blah, blah. And so then Michael asks the kids, like, what do you think? How do you think it is here at the house, you know? And then our littlest one, he's 6. He's like, I think it's 60-40. So me 60, him 40. And I was like, that's right. I like that.
It's like, you don't get grounded for a week.
I was like, I like that. And Michael's like, yeah, I agree.
Really?
So,
60-40.
Yeah, I would say so.
There you go. I like that.
I like percentages. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh man. I wish I could say I wore the pants, but
You're the one that gets spanked.
I'd like to think that nobody wears pants in our family, right? But no, I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I wear the pants.
Really?
But yeah,
So are you the 40%?
He's like, maybe like 25.
maybe. Yeah, I was like 19. I'm gonna whisper. That might be too big of a number. No, I think we're pretty. I think it depends on like what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like we're. Yeah, I think it just depends on what it's about. But
What about like, I mean, this probably is for all three of us, but like personal and business.
yeah.
Does your spouse have say in your business side?
I think on the personal side, she kind of, I think, does her thing with like the homeschool and all that stuff. I'm trying to get her more involved in the business side too, so she can kind of help, with the real estate stuff. So, but for the most part, the business side has always been just myself. Like, hey, here's what we're doing. We're gonna go, and it's worked out pretty well. So,
What about you?
Business side, I kind of just do my own thing and he does his own thing, but we do ask each other like, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think
Gotcha.
about that? So we get each other's inputs. And then I would say at home, like our home life, we're pretty like both of us are involved in stuff. So
Interesting.
what about you, man?
I don't know if you guys remember the feeling because you guys been out of the house for a while, but when you did something and it was bad and you're waiting for your mom to get mad at you?
Yeah.
I feel like that still happens to me
Oh shit.
at home,
at home. Like when I'm playing my game, like I can do whatever the fuck I want because I don't live at home anymore. Nope. Like you buy some V-Bucks on Fortnite and then you wait for the yell because the email went through.
Yeah.
You're like, you bought, what was it, $90 with V-Bucks? It wasn't me, I promise. I feel like I still have that. Like financially, I still get in trouble when I do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But I know I do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But like if I asked her, she would say no. The saying, ask for
Yeah.
forgiveness instead of for permission.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's a lot. But at the end of the day, like I feel like my wife's been like because our we're gonna go for 3 years married, so like we're pretty new, and I mean we've dated for like 5 plus, but there goes a point when you get married, things change, and I think for like after we got married, I think she's learned to believe in me more because like she's very financial, like well, she works at a bank, so
Yeah.
she's very like concerned of like she doesn't have a lot of money in the account, she's freaking out. So I've done a lot of like things that, like for example, when we would buy camera equipment, and she's like, I don't know if this is a good move, and she would like always second guess like the house, the cars, and I was like, oh, I'll figure it out, and that's my answer. Like I do figure it out, but for her, it's not a plan. And
Yeah.
so, over the years, she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you do your thing. You know what's best, in a good way, because
Yeah.
sometimes women can be like, yeah, you do whatever you want, but that doesn't mean we'll do whatever you want.
It does
I've
not.
learned that the hard way too. So I think honestly, like I'm not gonna say like I wear the pants, but like a lot of the decisions, like if I feel it's the right decision, like for example, quitting my job, like yes, like that was a big decision I had to run by her, but like at the end of the day, she's like, you know what's best, and so I'll believe in you.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I try not to let her down. But when I buy the V-Bucks, she still gets mad.
Yeah.
Because she's like, $90 on V-Bucks. Because my wife's, I wouldn't say stingy, but she doesn't buy anything for herself.
Yeah.
And there's me fucking just, buying shit like that. So like I don't know. I think a lot of the problems we've had is because of money. I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Like, oh, you spent money on this. It's never like, oh, you were rude to me for no reason, or you were like,
Yeah.
just and so like
Yeah.
I think that over the years, especially now, like our lives have changed so much that it's like different problems now,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, good, but
Yeah.
I think that's where I come from, because the business side, like I just run it however I want, except when I quit my job,
Yeah.
and then I just make sure to have all the bills paid, and I think at the end of the day that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And she trusts me. But what about kids? Because I mean, we're barely getting one, but she poops and eats. That's all she does.
Yeah.
And says
They,
agua.
they do that basically until they're 18.
But like when they do something bad, like how is it with you guys? You guys are parents. Do you guys, is there an enforcer in the house? And then do you like, if there is an enforcer, like, are you guys an enforcer? And if you're not, like, do you guys follow whatever the person says, or, do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. What about you?
I think for us, it depends on who was there at the time that something happened. And so there's not like, I wouldn't say like, oh, I am or he's the enforcer. I think we both are.
Okay.
But earlier on, I had a conversation with Michael, because it was like, oh, let's say I was at home and something happened or whatever. And so I not grounded, but like,
You
I
whooped
sent-
his ass.
I sent Levi to his room, or lo regañé, whatever. And so Michael would get home and I would tell him, and then he'd go off on him, and I'm like, I'm not telling you so that you go off on him again. I already did that. I'm just telling you so that you know and you're informed and we're on the same page, but I don't need you to go in there again and make him feel bad again.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, now that's how it is. Like, if he's home and something happens, and él lo regaña, and then he'll tell me like, oh, this is what happened or whatever. And then, yeah, I'll go in there and I'll talk to him like, what happened, but now like, hey, da-da-da-da, like, and he'll do the same now too. Like, he'll still talk, but no, like, go off. But sometimes, we're human. We pop off.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
No, but like, we aren't like, have they gotten spanked before? Maybe once, nothing crazy. Do they get threatened a lot? Yes. But I wouldn't say they're nowhere near to the whoopings I got. Let's just say that, and
Fair enough.
and Michael didn't really get a whole lot of whoopings, so
You
I did for
You don't
sure.
tell him. He's like, your parents should have whooped your ass more.
Yeah, I was like, man, you don't even know. He's like, yeah, she did. I'm like, no, you
Yeah.
didn't.
Damn.
So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I think same thing, like depending on who's there, but if I do hear them like talk back to Quincy, or
Yeah,
like I can be very, not like stern, but it's like that intimidation factor. Like if I'm in a different room and I hear, Joey, yelling at mom, I'll just step outside and I won't say anything, but I'll just sit there and just stare. you know, give him the
Give
stare
him the
down.
look.
Give him the dad
Have you
look.
seen him mad before?
I don't
think.
get. It takes a lot to get me mad and angry. Yeah, like I remember when the kids were little, if like they'd be running or they'd fall down because they weren't watching or run into a wall or something. I wouldn't get mad at them, but I'd get mad at the fact that it happened. So like there'd be times where like they just like get up really quick and like try not to act hurt. I was like, you know, but I don't get. It's hard for me to get mad, but then when I do get mad, it's just like
Because a lot of
pop
things.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It blows up.
yeah. So, but yeah, I try to just be cool, especially with the kids. It's just like they don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they're trying to figure out their own. I mean, even as adults, we try to figure out our own emotions and feelings now. So as kids, they're just learning how to be human. So I just try to.
Did you get whooped as a kid?
Yeah, my mom was belt, matamoscas, whatever she could find. She was the one
She
that kept
was
me in
the
check. Because my dad
torture.
didn't really. He wasn't. He should have whooped me more than he didn't really whoop me much. But my mom was. She made sure. She'd pull my ears. My oldest sister was kind of like my mom too, so she was a pincher.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, I got.
You era más cabrón.
Yeah, like yeah. So it. But yeah, so it was a good mix of ass whoopings for me. Because I was.
Yeah, he was no
I
angel.
was a little shit. Yeah. So.
Like, I think it was when we only had Levi at the time, and I can't remember how old he was. He must have been like 3 or 4. No, yeah, probably about 3 or 4, whatever. And one time, like we were somewhere, and I was holding his hand, or I was holding him like from here, them, and he was like all being crazy, and like I grabbed him hard, and I was like, come on, or whatever, and I didn't even think too much of it. And then later that day I saw his hand, and he had like 2 little bruises, and I started bawling. And then like I was telling Michael, I'm like, I can't believe I did that, you know, but like it wasn't intentional. And that's when I started reflecting, like, you know, growing up, I feel like me personally, like we would get whooped just for being kids, you know, and that made me like realize like not to pop off on them when they're just having fun. They're just like running around, like, yeah, we'll tell them like, hey, like chill, you know, because I mean they're boys. But I think back on when like I was growing up and I was a kid and like playing around with my sister or my cousins and stuff, and if we were too rowdy, like we'd get our ass whooped, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna be like that, you know? And not to say like, oh, you know, my parents were bad or nothing, but it's just, I think it's just culturally how we were all raised, you know? And now too, it's like, oh, the whole overstimulated thing. Like, and again, like Mexicans, they don't believe in like depression. They don't believe in like, oh, you're overstimulated. They don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's clearly what was going on back then, and you took it out on the kids.
Yeah.
You know, because they were overstimulating you. And so now I think it's like I'm able to reflect and see that and then just go about it differently. So yeah, like I'll tell them once, twice, like, hey, you guys need to do this or that or whatever. And if they don't pay attention to me, that's when like I become way more stern. I'm like, I need you to do this. If you want to keep playing your games and you still want to have your PS5, whatever, then you need to do that. And then they're like, okay. And then if they still don't listen to me, I just do the whole 5, 4. And by 4, they're like in chinga. They're like running around.
Shit, I started wanting to fucking do something.
wanted to
When I heard that 5-4, I was like, damn.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think I'm doing all right, you know. I'll hear them talking to their friends and like, okay, yeah, I could do that, but I need to make sure my chores are done and stuff like that. So it's like good. They know that.
Thinking.
Yeah.
Using that noggin.
I remember Jacoby, he was like 2 years old or something like that when my dad got diagnosed with ALS. And I remember just kind of sitting on the couch with him while he was I think he was just drinking his drink or whatever. And I just remember like just talking to him, not really thinking that like he was going to understand what I was saying, but I was just telling him how, my dad was going to die and he's sick. And I look at him and his eyes are teary and he's crying. And that's when for me it hit me. It's just like, dude, they're so young, but they understand, you know what I mean? They know, they feel. Yeah. So after that, I was like, I don't want to spank him. I want to just be able to try to like talk things through and figure it out with them. And that's just kind of the approach I've taken. Cause when you have two, it's like they're the same parents, same everything, but personalities are totally different. So just trying to navigate through that. Cause as kids, they don't know how to be human. You know what I mean? They're still learning. They don't know that, some of the stuff they do isn't like, you just don't do that. You know what I mean? But eventually they figure it out. So what about you, man?
I think I'm kind of the same. My mom whooped my ass with anything she could find. Piece of celery, a fucking soccer cleat, anything. My mom was fucking... But I was my mom's favorite too, which is kind of... there's favorites.
You were your mom's favorite?
I am.
And you still got beat like that?
My mom went
Imagine a los que no.
Except the little one, but yeah, my mom would smack me for talking back. And my dad was very, very strict with everything. Like school, just strict, like old school. But my dad, like the times, I could count on the times with my hand, he whooped my ass, but I deserved them. Like I fucked up and man. But yeah, my mom whipped my ass so much, but not because it was like if I talked back or I didn't listen, there was no five. There's 5 chingadazos, but yeah. But I never because of like just they wanted to hit me. I fucked up, but they never beat the youngest.
Yeah, and my little brother got it like one time. That's it, and we like to remind him like.
Yeah, the babies of the family are special, all right? So
but you know what's crazy? My youngest brother is the most respectful, like calmest, because the middle one's my dad's favorite, and he was the headache of my parents. Like, and my mom tells me now, she's like, you know what, we were way too rough with you, and we're like, we're sorry. I'm like,
because you're the oldest, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, hey, I mean, I'm not like saying anything to you guys, but like I get it, and I'm like, I just won't do the same thing with my kid. But yeah, like they're like, we were super strict with you. Like I feel like you just didn't have a childhood. And then we let loose on the second one, and he's the one that gave us the biggest headache. And then the last one, thankfully he came out. Well, you guys know Alex, yeah. So it's weird how it works. Like when you like each one, like you said, have personalities, and so I know the middle one probably is like fuck, like I don't know, but he was the troublemaker, and he was my dad's favorite. He when my dad whooped his ass, my dad probably cried. He was that type of, but I don't know. I had one more question. What do you guys do? Because they say that saying. He's like, you're in the same space with the same person a long time, you're bound to have problems with them. And like we all have spouses. How do you guys deal with arguments or disagreements? Like, do you guys go to each other's throat first, or I'll tell you guys how I do. I'm like Elias. It takes a lot of shit for me to like blow off. But when I blow off, I don't want to fucking be touched. I don't want to. But and then I cool down really fast. But what we learned how to do, because man, like I think during the time we were getting married, argument after argument, you're like, fuck, is this really what I want for the rest of my life? Yeah. And so we learned to like, I don't know where the fuck I even saw it, heard it, but it is the 30-minute rule. You just walk away for 30 minutes and you come back, but you talk about it. Because I don't know, like I know a lot of men don't like to talk about shit. Like, no, it's fine. But there's a lot of it's fines is what makes the explosion at the end. And so we just go 30 minutes and then we come back and then you're like, you know what? This is what was wrong. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone's like tells me something and I'm like, okay. But like my wife doesn't like me to say okay. She wants me to like tell her like a 13-page single-spaced explanation. So she'll tell me again, and then I'm like, okay, I got it. And then she doesn't like the answer. So I'm like, and that's what fucking blows me up. I don't know if that happened. I'm sorry, I'm just pouring out here now at this point. But that 30-minute, she knows that she has to listen. She's like, if I say okay, that's it. Like, understand that I got what was wrong. I don't need to give you an essay on this. So that's what we do.
I don't need to overanalyze it. And all that.
Yeah. And so that's what we do. I don't know.
What about you, Rice?
I'll whoop his ass first.
No. We do argue, but I feel like we don't argue as much anymore and stuff. We did have an argument. I think it was like a week or two ago. Y ya no me acuerdo why. That's how like dumb the arguments are, you know. But I do remember like he was like, no, like he kind of gave me my space, and I did ask him. I think I was like, because I was mad, and I was like, what? You still mad? And then he was like, what did he say? I think he said like no or something. And then I'm like, well, you ain't got nothing to say? And then he's like, he just looked at me, because the one thing about us is like we don't curse at each other. We don't call each other names, nothing like that, right? And so he was just like, no, I don't have nothing to say, because if I say something, I'm just going to be cursed. And I said, good, because if you say something, I'm going to curse back, because I ain't going to hold back.
Damn.
And then I just like left it alone. He was eating, because I was making food. He was like, oh, ya me acordé por qué.
It's like, hey, I'm mad again.
Oh shit! Sorry, Michael.
No.
She's gonna call him. Remember that?
I was making food, and well, let me back up. So I had to go to Walmart, and I was like, hey, I need to go to Walmart. And he's like, do you want me to go with you? And I was like, yeah, if you want to. So then like the kids stay home by themselves, but I mean, they got their cell phones and everything. And we weren't gone for too long. And Walmart's pretty close to our house. So me and him went, and I was asking him about the dimensions of a door that needs to be replaced at one of my dad's house that we may possibly be putting up at some point, you know? So I was like, hey, could you get me the measurements of the door? And then he like responded to me with attitude, and he was like, I already did that, like da 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 da. But he wasn't hearing what I was asking for, you know, like I just wanted the dimension of just the door, because the front door of the house, it's one of those que tiene the double-sided glass with like the little design in the middle, and then the sides also have the glass or whatever, right? So what happened was my brother was mowing the lawn, and he got on top of the pebbles, and one pebble just shot straight in the middle of the door, and it shattered that front glass. And so I was like, well, that needs to be replaced, you know, and because they were like, we'll give him a credit. And I was like, no, like, let's just make it look nice. So he had already measured, but he measured the whole thing, o sea, with the panels, the frame, todo. And so he wasn't understanding, and he wasn't letting me, like, explain it to him. And so he gave me attitude, and he's like, I already did that, and it's expensive, and da da da, and like giving me excuses. And so that was the first time I popped off, and I said, so you're telling me if I was a customer and I called you to get me this is the answer you would give me? You would give me excuses? Like, you know? And I was like, forget it, ya no te voy a preguntar nada. So I got all mad, right? We go to Walmart, we get our stuff, and we're fine, whatever. We get home, and I'm cooking, but then there's like dishes in the sink or whatever. And so I was making the food, so I called him up. I was like, hey, can you help me? He's like, yeah. And then I was like, can you just load those dishes in the dishwasher? And then he's like, no, I'll just wash them later or whatever. And I'm like, just load them. Like, that way they're not all right here because I'm cooking. And he's like, nah, because then I don't load it right. And then you be giving me shit. And then I lost it again. And I was like, forget it. I'm not going to ask you anymore. Y se bajó, right?
Smart.
And then like I'm still cooking. And then he comes up, and then he hand washed the dishes or whatever. I finished cooking. And then ya cuando estaba la comida ready, that's when he was eating. And I was like, is it good? And he's like, yeah, it's good. And I was like, you still mad?
Dang.
So it's like dumb shit like that, you know. But later, like, we gave each other space, and not till later is when we were like, we like kind of talked it out a little bit, but then we were fine. But it's like dumb shit like that, you know. What about you?
Oh man, so we've been together since 2003, so it's been 22 years.
Dang.
So
2000 what?
2003 is when we went on our first
I was
date.
in preschool in 2003.
Thank God.
Damn. So yeah, and I mean, got married in 2009. So I think when you're married and you've been together for so long, you can either get on each other's nerves or, you know. And I think we talked about this with Edgar the other day. Like, women are just very complex, and we. I think as men, I think men are basic and dumb, and like,
I'd agree.
you know what I mean? Like, like it's funny. Like I've told Quincy, like, hey, like I'm dumb like a dog. Like I all I want to do is please, and like just tell me what you need me to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like with her, she'll get upset that I don't do something that I don't know I'm supposed to do or she wants me to do, but she doesn't just tell me to do it. And I feel like sometimes with females, y'all hold on to things from like 3 days ago and a week ago.
Amen.
That's still like you're still upset about. So then it comes out on something totally different. So I think the biggest thing for me is like I get like thrown for a loop when like she'll react a certain way about something, and I'm just like, damn, what? Like just get confused. And sometimes I feel like, man, are we in an argument right now? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Because I'm a communicator, right? I want to talk about it. Like, okay, cool. Like, let's talk about it right now. Let's figure it out. Let's, you know. And Quincy tends to be a little bit more avoidant, where she would rather just shut down and not talk about it. So I think sometimes that leads to like, you know, us butting heads because like I want to figure out like, wait, why are you mad? Why are you grumpy?
Yeah.
Or why
Sound like my wife.
why you being this way? You know, I want to let's just talk about it. Let's figure it out and move on. Or, you know, like sometimes like, well, I need time, I need space, cool. But then it's never talked about again. So for me, and it'll just like,
And it's not cleared up.
it'll just burn in me. I'm just like, come on, we got to talk about this, you know? But I think now for me, it's just like knowing like what really matters. Cause you can get into arguments that like in 2 weeks, it doesn't matter, you know? And then there's like foundational key pieces to a relationship that sometimes you might disagree on or butt heads on, but just trying to figure out, because at the end of the day, like no marriage is going to be perfect. No marriage is going to be easy. Humans in general are just like, we're humans, right? Like we're trying to figure out our own selves, right? And with women, like the luteal stage, the moon phases, like
temperature in the air,
like the water, like, you know, the Earth's rotational.
If Mars
pull.
had a full moon or not.
Yeah, like shit that like if there was enough butterflies turning into, I don't know, you
caterpillars
know what I mean?
into butterflies.
Yeah, caterpillars into like it's just so there's so many different things there where it's just like, dang, you know. And now that I have a daughter, you know, sometimes like, you know, my wife's like, I think we're synced. I don't know how to handle her, blah blah, and I'm just like, see, it's like, you see what I got to deal with, because it's tricky, but I think just kind of finding that balance and knowing like what to hang on to, what not to hang on to. But and then yeah, the times I get upset, it's just like, why are we still? Why do I keep feeling like I'm getting counterpunched with everything I say, or like why are we now talking? So it's wild, but I think once you've been together for so long, it's just like you're probably gonna disagree on things, you're probably gonna argue, but what is actually like, what's the end goal result, right? Because I think the hard part about marriage is when people give up or when they want a divorce, it's like, oh, this isn't happily ever after, or this isn't what I thought it was. And it's just like, well, that's just life in general. Like you got to be able to get through the hard stuff. Because to me, happily ever after is like really just having someone that's your teammate, that's your partner, that y'all can reciprocate each other, but reciprocate to each other in ways that we feel it. Does that make sense? Not in ways that you think they feel it, but it's just like, this is what you like. This is, I gotta, you know, you're giving me, you know, this energy. I want to kind of give it back in a positive way. But yeah, I think at least for us, it's just the differences in how we feel comfortable communicating in, you know? So, but yeah, I think just in general, human relationships, marriages or not, are complex. And I was talking to a good friend of mine who seems like his girlfriend will break up with him during certain times of the month before. And he's just like, damn, I don't know what to do. And I told him, I was like, that's the thing about dating. Like right now for her, it's easy to get out and escape and say, no, this is too much. Fuck it. Because we're not married. We don't have kids together. When you're in a marriage, like, you don't get that out, right? You don't get the, I'm leaving, I'm gone. You can't just leave for a week, or you can't break up for a week. So just having that, on a daily basis, it's like, it's going to pop off sometimes, but I think that's just a part of life. I think the people that hold in things and there's no tension and there's no arguments, but deep down they're just brewing. That's where I think the issues are. So I think it's good to just sometimes
just pop off then and there,
put it out there,
talk about it, and then you'll be fine. Like I do feel like I used to be like that, where like, something would happen and I'd be like, just leave me alone, I don't want to talk about it. But then he was the one that was like, no, like, I need to talk about it. Yeah. And if we don't talk about it, then you're just going to keep holding shit in. And then you're just going to, like, pop off on me when he's like, and I don't need that.
Yeah.
So then, now I am more, like, I guess, a little confrontational with that, with intention. Like, okay, so when we do, like, get mad at each other or something, like, we're good by the next day because we talked about it. We worked it out, and we're good. And like I said, most of the time it's from little stupid shit, and we've been together for a while too. I mean, let's see, 2011. So was that 14 years?
Damn.
But we've known each other since we were 15. So 20 years-ish, yeah. So I mean, we've been with each other for a long time, but I do feel like we're very similar, And I think that just kind of happens naturally when you're with someone for so long that you do start kind of having the same kind of thoughts, or I mean, we are still our own individual people, but when it comes down to decision making and things, like, I feel like we're aligning a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah. I probably was in my luteal phase when he was popping off, and I was like, don't fucking try me right now, because
that's the scariest time, yo.
I will meet you where you're at. I will top you, okay?
I will send you to your creator.
Yeah, that shit scares me. Like, just tell us, like, what you need from us, because, like, I don't want to just be like, you upset that we didn't take the garbage out, like, 3 days ago, and I'm just eating a chip, and now you're just mad at me because I'm
fuck the garbage and fuck your trip.
So yeah, but honestly, that's and it goes back to, like, as a man, I think we got to just understand and appreciate women, because y'all with your bodies and hormones and the kids and all this stuff, like, this stuff you gotta kind of deal with, or just stuff that we don't. I don't think men are as complex as women, so it's just like, that's something that we gotta, like, figure out how to survive.
It's because we have one less rib. That's why.
Well, that's
think about Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
She went and got the apple when they told her don't get the apple.
Yeah.
Why she went to get the apple? Who knows?
Why do they always villainize women in those stories, man?
Yeah.
Probably a guy wrote it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That was deep.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm really curious. I want to see what people do in the relationships, how to avoid conflict or how to solve conflict. So
you can't really avoid it. So
you can't
there's
avoid it,
going to be conflict no matter what.
Well, we got about an hour and 5 minutes into this episode, so we should probably call this one, wrap this one up. But that was a good conversation, you guys. I'm curious, what everybody else's, struggles are in relationships, whether you're married or not, and appreciate you guys watching. So
yeah,
see you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. See you guys.